Good morning, everyone. I am Rudransh Negi, and today I will share you my thoughts about my village trip. So, as you can see, I have made this tour report to tell you all about how my village trip was. So, let's start. So, the day I started my trip, we started our trip was the Thursday of 9th June. So we had made a plan. We will go from Dehradun to my hometown, which is Chopdia Kothar. So as we were ready to go, we had prepared everything, packed our bags, got ready. So I woke up and everything was ready. I just wore my clothes, bathed, and just went. My mother, father, brother, they all were already ready. So we went on. We got into a car, locked our house, and after that, we set out for our village. So, on the way, when we set out for our village, I was very drowsy. I couldn't sleep well the last night because I was too excited about going into the village. So, when I went into the car, I directly slept for 2 whole hours. When I woke up, it was around 8:40 a.m. and we were about to reach our first stop, which was the Gadwal Mandal Vikas Nigam restaurant or GMVN. It was now sold to the private company Daniel's Dip Restaurant, and now it was a restaurant. We ate our food. We ate a breakfast. We had a breakfast, and we had our breakfast sitting beside River Alaknanda. We could see River Alaknanda from our tables because the restaurant was in front of River Alaknanda in Kodiala. And after that, we ate a breakfast. We had a breakfast. Then went downwards and saw 10 deers. 10 whole deers drinking water from the river Alaknanda right there. So it was a pretty fascinating view to watch. So, anyways, we just went into a car and we just went into a car and I had an urge to vomit. So my father was driving very very slowly, so I did not vomit. And when I went, I still had a huge urge to vomit. But we were about to reach our second stop, which was Teen Dhara. When we reached Teen Dhara, we just filled our water bottles. I filled my water bottle and I filled everyone else's water bottle, like my brothers. And there were 4 water bottles in total. We filled them. My mother bought cucumbers, which we ate with gond. So let me know you what is gond. Gond is a special type of salt which is prepared with green chilies and garlic and rock salt. So it is very tasty, but my mother had it on her own. She ate it alone, so I'm pretty disappointed. I also wanted to eat that, but never mind. When we went there, it was I my after drinking that water was so refreshing that my urge to vomit had disappeared literally. And I just went to the back seat of the car and just enjoyed. On the way, there was a little boy who stopped our car. He just said that take prasada. Prasada means like that prasad, we call it in Hindi. He was a sick boy. He gave us prasada, which was paratha, and it was a tasty paratha. So sick people are very kind. Let me tell you already, it was very nice. But when I went there, we were about to reach our third stop, which was going to be Maletha. We went to the viewpoint directly, and the view from there was amazing. We saw a railway station being built right there in Maletha, and which would be it will be very convenient afterwards when it is finished. And there was also like the Madhav Singh Bhandari Memorial, he was a great person of Maletha. As my father told me, he made it possible for agriculture to happen in that land. So his story is pretty big, so I will tell you on later, you understand that later. So when we went into the Madhav Singh Bhandari Memorial, there was a temple of him. So I did not went there, so I just went to the car. When my mother and father came back, we were about to when we set out again for our village, we were about to reach our final stop, which was going to be the Bhairav Baba Mandir. So when we were about to reach Bhairav Baba Mandir, it was nice. The whole mahol, we call it mahol in Hindi, the whole environment was nice. It was cold, we could hear cicadas, and my window was open and the AC was going on. So I got a scold from my mother and brother because of being careless. So I was pretty sad. But still, when we reached there was a little stream of water. and I forgot all my disappointment and just got super excited. I was so excited after seeing the water that I directly went into it with my father. And when I came back, I hurt my leg with the spiky bush called kandali. You know, the kandali, it is very irritating. If it even touches a little pinky finger right here, even a little bit, it irritates it as hell. It feels like hell. It irritates very much. So, anyways, when I came up, we gave the offering. We had bought two bells, and we gave one bell. We gave the one bell as an offering to Bhairav Baba. And as soon as my mother rang the bell that was hanging from the roof, a wasp came. A black wasp came and bit her on the shoulder. So when it bit her, she shouted once. She ran out. My brother ran out. My brother was safe. My father and I had got hurt with Kandali. My mother had got hurt, but just my brother was left, so he was pretty careful. So she said it wasn't paining a lot, so we were just enjoying the environment, eating lychees, and as soon as the lychees were finished, we went into a car and finally reached our village. So when I reached my village, I just touched my Tauji and Taiji's feet and got blessings from them. And after that, I saw a dog which seemed to look like a golden retriever, but he wasn't. His eyes, his skin is a fur color, and his coat was like a golden retriever. Just his hair were small. What can I say? They were small. So he was not really a golden retriever. But after that, I saw three more things. The first thing was Mona. Second thing was a daughter Gori. These two were cats, and these cats were very playful except for Gori. Mona was playful, but Gori was shy and just ran away from whoever she saw was near her, and just like made a sound like screaming, "Get away from me!" And there was also a black buffalo called Maya. Maya's milk was so sweet, I couldn't bear it and I didn't drink it at all. So I went on. I had my lunch and just got to sleep with my mother, father, and brother after keeping my belongings into our room. And after we kept our belongings there, we just had a dinner and slept. So this is the next day. So this was day one. So let me tell you about the next day. So let me just turn the page real quick. When I was sleeping, Leo literally came into my room and started barking at me to try to wake me up, I guess. As soon as I woke up, I just got out and a cold wind blew, a cold breeze blew, and it made me shiver. It was really cold. It wasn't like 10th June. It was like 10th September. It was that cold. So, in village the temperature is pretty pleasant and cold. Then in cities, it is very hot in cities nowadays because of global warming. But in villages, there are trees everywhere and it is completely cold. And when we went there, we had made a plan to bathe into the natural source of water called Gadara. We just had a breakfast quickly, and my father and me went into the Gadara to bathe. No, it was not a Gadara. Let me tell you already. It was a Dhara. When we went into the Dhara, it was super cold. Just me and my father went into the Dhara because my mother and my brother had already bathed. So they did not get the chance to enjoy the cold water of the Dhara. The Dhara was so cold that it made me shiver. It was too cold. I couldn't bear it. But when I got into it, I sat in it. My body was like, I thought I was used to it. But then suddenly, I just felt I couldn't feel my legs and my hand. So my body, it was so cold that my body had almost gone numb. But then I got ready, I wore my new clothes, and we had made a plan to go to Japeshwar Mahadev Mandir, which was inside the campus of primary school of Jandoli. But no one is that in school right now because no one is at school right now because everyone has migrated to bigger cities, and because of no proper education systems, no availability of road, and not a proper health system and network. But now everything are improving. The road have reached into the village. And there are proper education system and there is also network tower, 5G towers. For example, let me tell you, Jio and Airtel. I hope people try to improve health system in the village and come back, because the environment of the village is feeling a little bit, I mean, how can I tell you, it is feeling a little bit lonely without many people. The vibe will come, positive vibe will come if everyone comes back to the village. So I please request you all, please come back to Chopadia. So on the third day, we planned to visit Mama Papa's school, where they got their schooling from 6th to 12th. So when we went there, my father told me the school was completely changed. Now there is a triple story building being built there, and a separate labs, staff quarters, and etc. I didn't even thought it was a village school. It was like city school. I hope it has well trained staff. After that, we went to the end of the road. We planned to go till how far the road went, and we found out that it had went to a village called Godi village. It was near Ringolgaon. The view from Godi put other hill stations to shame. It was such a nice view, I can't even tell you. We could not enjoy very much because heavy rain was happening, so it was pretty sad. We couldn't enjoy. The next day, my Taiji had planned to make curry and rice. So Tauji made buttermilk. In Hindi we call it chach, in traditional way, which uses three components: pareda, rodi, and nathan. And after that, when he made it, it was ready. And my Taiji also said it was very hot. So we tried superstition, like when we wash a cat, the rain comes, that superstition, and rain literally came. We fact checked it and the rain came, so it was true. What can we do? It was true. So let me tell you what happened on the same day next. On the same day next, my brother, my cousin sister, my cousin brother, my bhabi, and Maisha and my bhanji came into the village. And we had arranged a surprise party for Bhabi and Maisha to surprise them, because they have come for the first time in the village. And in the village, when we were preparing the food for the party, one thing really amazed me: the unity in diversity of the people there. The people were helping everyone a lot. There was no professional chef, there was no halwai. Everything was being made by the people, and they were it was a great example of unity and diversity. I was speechless there. But one thing I didn't like was people were just taking food and going back to their home. In Hindi we call it parosa, which is not good. And after that, when we were dancing, so you should not leave, you should also dance. In fact, I also dance. The person who never dance this time. So why can't you? So please do not do this again. So after that, when we were tired after dancing, I just slept. So the final day, we got ready to go to Dehradun, but we had already pre-planned. We will go to Mata Surkhanda first, which was in between of Chamba and Masuri. So on the way, I slept and I woke up in Kanatal, and I saw there was an adventure site there. I got too excited and just thought I could do the suspension bridge, which was pretty dangerous. So I got second thoughts, I got scared a little bit, just a little bit, 5%, not more than that. So I couldn't take the risk, so I just did the zip line. So when I did the zip line, it was completely refreshing. That was the best experience of the village trip I can ever tell you. So after we reached Kadukhal, where is Mata Surkhanda. And when we reached there, we had a hard time finding a parking spot for our car, because there were many tourists which have came there and parked their cars all over. So when we finally found a spot, we went to the trolley station, got a ticket, sat into the trolley, and it was thrilling. It was literally so thrilling that I was very happy. But same time, there was an auntie chanting mantras in front of us. She was like, "Hey God, please save us. Do not let this trolley fall." And they were also holding Thakurji. So why were they scared? We left everything on Mataji, and our all fear was gone. And the trip was very amazing. So when we came back, there was a restaurant near the temple. We ate where chowmin, jalebi, and chole bhature. When we were full, we just get out of the restaurant and went into a car. And we chose the Maldevta road, the Maldevta Way road, but it had no cars, it had zero cars. We didn't even saw one car in the trip. but we did saw an upside down house. So if you ever go to Sirkanda Mata and come back to Dehradun through the Maldevta road, please make sure to check out that upside down house and salute to that the owner of that house. And after that, when we reached Dehradun, we just got freshed and slept. So this was the end of the trip. I have also made a full video documentary on this trip, so make sure to check my other videos on Rudransh Negi Learns to Rock on YouTube. Thank you.